If you're just joining us, I'm Tim Barkley with Charleston Home Design magazine, and today's radio show is coming to you from Crawl Space Solutions, and we're very proud to have Crawl Space Solutions on board as one of the sponsors of the Charleston Home Design Show on Daniel Island, coming up April 26th and 27th at Family Circle Stadium. And now we're talking with Sherry Nestor with Vintage Design LLC. How you doing, Sherry?
I'm doing just fine, Tim.
Good. Sherry, tell everybody about Vintage Design.
Tim, we are a design-build company and have concentrated on high-end homes for the past, 15 years here in Charleston area. And we have done some work in Florida as well as Georgia. In a way, this is a small company. We own it between me and my husband and my brother, who has been our construction manager for the past 18 years. We have produced some of the most magnificent homes here in Charleston that you see every day.
Mm-hmm. Does Vintage Design, when you say that you're a design build company, what does that mean?
That means that we actually start up from scratch, design a home with a client to their liking and wishes and wants, and then we build it and do a turnkey project and help them move in.
Gotcha. And the advantage I've always heard of working with a firm that does design build is sometimes if you have an architect design the house and then maybe a year later you start construction on the house, the right hand may not always know what the left hand is doing. The builder wasn't in on the design process, and so there may be some things that could have been done differently to maybe value engineer the house a little bit better, maybe to help save the homeowner some money, that kind of thing.
Well, I think, Tim, you just hit the nail on the head. The reason I went and got my builder's license was exactly that. In the 90s, early 90s, I just got tired of everywhere I turned, my client was hit with a change order this and a change order that and upgrade this and an upgrade that. So my thought was frankly this: what did it matter if a client used a gold sink versus a stainless steel sink? Frankly, what did it matter to a builder but the cost of purchasing that sink? Why did it have to be marked up? Why did it have to generate a huge change order? Frankly, there was no different in the installation of that sink. So I was just tired of having to deal with it. I said, I'm going to go get my contractor license and build what I designed so I don't have to go through that.
Gotcha. So it helps because the builder and the architect are one and the same under one roof, and so any questions that might come up, they can come up during the design phase, and the builder knows exactly what the designer's doing.
Yeah, well, let's say the builder and the designer, because we want to leave architect out of this because this is not what we are talking about. We are talking about a design-build project. And I'm a designer. I was born a designer. And I design buildings as I would design a table, or I would design a chair, or I would design a placemat for a table, or frankly a mood for an occasion. And that is born with you. You can't read it and learn it. You've got to be born a designer. You can design anything. And this is what we are talking about. It's something that is designed to be built with the most efficient way possible for the best cost available.
Gotcha. And in the spring 2014 issue of Charleston Home and Design magazine, we've got a project that Vintage Design LLC not only designed but built, and you'll find it in the latest issue of Charleston Home and Design magazine. How big is this house? It's in Walterboro, right?
Yes, it is. And it's 60-some-odd hundred square feet.
6,000 some
Yeah.
square feet. Wow,
Yeah.
big house, and lots and lots of very unique features. Just kind of talk about the project in general.
Well, Mr. Walker approached me for this project, and he really wanted something that was completely unique and wanted to be something that is not seen everywhere. And I think that was our approach to the project, from the floor covering to the building covering to paints. Everything on this house is unique and uniquely put together.
Yeah, I would say there's not another house like this in Walterboro or the Low Country in general.
Well, I guess you've got to go to Kiowa.
Yeah,
I'm sure that
that's
there's
true.
plenty of houses like that in Kiowa.
Right. Lot of outdoor living space with this house too. Talk about that a bit.
This house didn't have that outdoor focal point that we are kind of used to.
Like
for
a water
house
view or
of
something
this
like that?
stature, right? A water view or a golf course, so what we had to do is we had to kind of contain that wilderness, if you will, of the outdoors into a manicured, livable space that is within the living spaces. And so we created a courtyard and a swimming pool. And that swimming pool is so close proximity to the main house that kind of brings the courtyard, if you will, as a different living space, as a different room to the house.
Sure.
And it's sort of with the wall around it, it contained all that wilderness into a tame backyard area.
Right. Lot of thought goes into a project like this. I mean, because you started with just, was it a field, or was the land was cleared, and then you have to decide where the house will be positioned and everything.
Yes, it is so. The land was cleared. There were some really nice oaks and pecan trees on this side. And I tell you what, Mr. Walker had something to say about that. He was extremely involved, how we placed this house. And he was very much adamant of using those existing mature live oaks as a approaching view to this house, and I think that the result shows itself.
Yeah, you definitely want to pick up the spring issue of Charleston Home and Design magazine and check out that project by Vintage Design. For people who talk about seasonal changes in a home and what homeowners should do from one season to another.
Well, Tim, people mostly design a beautiful home and build it and move into it and kind of think that is it. But it really isn't. You've got to be able to change your mood and feel of your building, your home, with every season, because every season demands a different setup. Whereas if you're within the Christmas time, you like all those darker reds and greens, or the ice cold whites and golden silvers. In spring, you like to have some more colors. You like some brighter colors. You want to brighten things up and warm them up, which You use different pillows, different throws, different placemats, different kind of plates and silver and settings, and it just you've got to have seasonal stuff in your storage spaces to be able to easily go there and exchange. And, you know, to keep your house up to date and kind of have the feeling of freshness, that this house is fresh and just built and nice and new, you've got to be able to change things. To do that, you gotta have that storage in the house, because not every time that you need to change something, you can run to a store and buy something. Then where do you put it?
That's true. You can never have enough storage in a home, that's for sure. Well, tell everybody how they can get in touch with Vintage Design.
Well, you can call us at 843-889-3200, or call me directly on my cell phone, 843-270-4180, or get on our website, which is vintagedesigns.com. That's vintagedesigns.com.
And CHS stands for Charleston there.
Yes.
Okay, good deal. Well, we have been talking with Sherry Nestor with Vintage Design LLC. Thanks so much, Sherry.